What's going on? It's your boy Ginger back with another video. Today we're looking at some creator I've never heard of, but the video title just caught my eye, so we're gonna check it out, see what it's about. YouTuber who vanished by Nick Crowley. So yeah, we'll check it out. Make sure the audio's good.
How are you? It's me.
Yeah, we're good.
Teleka.
Videos were tripping earlier. I could not get the
November
audio
6th,
output to be
2013,
perfect,
a
you
video
know?
was uploaded
It's
to
way
an
too
obscure
quiet.
YouTube channel called Sandra 3000.
I mean, I guess you could consider her a
creator,
YouTuber. She has a little bit of
Teleka
subs, but she
Patrick.
definitely doesn't do it like as a
Teleka.
real job, you know? She only has 175.
Purpose to
She
send
just
a
does it for
heartfelt
fun
message
type shit,
to
you
her
know?
lover.
I got dressed up for you. And I bought flowers.
So I mean, that title's a little crazy, but you know how it be.
A message that would go unreceived, however, with the only viewership coming from Teleka herself.
What? She was the only viewer on her channel? Or she was the only one in the videos?
November 10th, 2013. Just 4 days after posting her first heartfelt video, Teleka uploads what would become her final video.
If
She
you're
had 179
here,
subs
this
out of
is
2
what
videos?
would be your plate.
Again dedicating it to her love, and again going completely unnoticed, falling into the void that is YouTube, and settling into the endless depths of the site, presumably never to be seen again.
Huh.
Or at least that's how it should have gone. In reality, these videos would eventually be put on display for the whole world to see, as nearly a month following her very first upload, Teleka Patrick would disappear,
What
leaving
the fuck?
behind a minute trail of clues,
That's scary.
the most prominent of which coming from her previously unknown channel, as it would quickly be discovered that things within these videos were nothing like how they seemed, giving rise to what would quickly become
So a lot of
one of the
people are on the
strangest
internet.
internet mysteries of all
Fake
time.
life for the
This
social
just
media.
gets stranger and stranger.
YouTube
A very
fans.
strange new wrinkle in the case of that missing doctor in Michigan.
The real
Teleka
creators
Patrick-
keep it 100.
Just imagine.
Once you meet them, that's how you know if they're actually cool in person.
Even though I know that you're not.
I've heard some people are just dicks to their fans. I don't get that.
Before we
I
fully
do
dive
not
into this, I want to
understand
first
that.
thank our sponsor,
So if it wasn't
Manscaped,
for
the
them,
global
you
leader
wouldn't
in
be there.
manscaped.
Damn, everyone gets a Manscaped ad. Everyone and their mom, I swear.
December 5th,
Really popular
2013,
company for
Teleka Patrick
YouTubers
spends her
to get
day at the
sponsored by.
Borges Medical Center in downtown Kalamazoo, working there as a first-year medical resident. The young
Nice.
doctor was described as being incredibly bright by her colleagues, with an extremely promising future ahead. And to those who knew her, she was a fun-loving and just
Damn, that's so
overall
sad
great
then, that she
person to be
disappeared.
around.
That's
However,
super
for
sad.
whatever reason, on this particular day, Teleka's personality seemed different. Upon her shift coming to an end, Teleka would ask a coworker for a ride
Also,
to
if
the
you're watching this on YouTube, live on Twitch right now, link in description. Come check it out.
Radisson, a hotel located
I'm usually
just a
live
few
every single
miles
day,
away.
so
Her request seemed
check it out.
strangely
If you guys
frantic,
are watching this on
almost
YouTube.
pushy, and sensing that something
Sub
may
up,
be
do
wrong,
sub up
the
if you guys
coworker
fuck with
agreed
the
to
video.
take her there, dropping her off at the entrance before
Thanks, it'll be
driving
pretty good.
away.
I'll definitely upload it if I like it, but
There,
we're just
camera show
seeing,
as Teleka
seeing
attempts
what
to
it's
rent a
about.
room, only to be
I'm
turned
surprised I
away
haven't
as
seen
she
it. This
didn't
title
have enough
seems like
money or a
it should have been in my
proper
recommended a long time ago.
ID,
Seems
with the young woman
interesting,
having
very
left her wallet
interesting.
back at her job. During this
Okay.
conversation, the employees at the front desk noticed that Teleka appeared on edge and slightly incoherent, prompting a receptionist to ask if she was okay.
Oh,
But
damn, it
Teleka
was
brushed
that
aside
bad?
the concern and eventually left the hotel. Outside, Teleka entered the hotel's complimentary shuttle, asking the driver to drop her back off at the Borges so she could retrieve her wallet, return, and then pay for her room. But when the driver eventually pulled into the parking lot of the hospital, Teleka nervously turned to him and said, "I can't go back there with you," before rushing off, ducking her head between parked
What?
vehicles as if she was attempting to hide from someone.
What?
The driver then
I
watched
can't
as
go
she got
back
into her
there with
car
you?
and pulled off into the night. He would be the last known person
Huh.
to ever speak to her.
I can't go back there with
On the
you.
road, Teleka
Why
began
with
driving
you? What would a
frantically
fucking
at
bus
extremely
driver
high
have to do?
speeds, weaving in and out of
Huh.
traffic,
I
displaying
don't get that.
signs that again seemed to indicate.
I missed
to
that.
her.
Sorry, chat.
On the road, Teleka began driving frantically at extremely
that's what I
high
thought I heard.
speeds, weaving in and out of traffic,
She's tweaking.
displaying signs that again seemed to indicate that she was potentially being followed, and that she was trying to evade someone or something. Her driving became so erratic that a concerned motorist would call the police and report her vehicle. But before
Damn,
the
she was
authorities
really
could
driving
arrive,
bad then.
Teleka's front
She
left
must have
tire
been fucking tweaking. The hotel receptionist asked if she was okay. Like, I thought they just, like, met, like, when they got interviewed afterwards, like, was she a little frantic? No, they actually asked her. Like, she was visually fucking scared or nervous. And then on the road, she's tweaking too, and someone realized
On her
something's going
1997
on.
Lexus would burst.
See, that would have been good if
the
she actually did get pulled over, though. Because then a cop probably would have been able to figure out a little bit more. Because they could see that she's super nervous when they pull up. They probably think it's for something else, like she has something in her car. But no, she's getting followed or some
came to a
shit.
stop in the dead of the night, stranding her 100 miles away from her home. Teleka then grabbed the keys from her ignition, exited the vehicle.
It's like she murdered
was
someone.
never
She's
seen
going to
again.
bury him. This is weird.
911 is the exact location of your emergency. Just turn it now.
It's on I-94, the westbound lane. There's a car off the road down in the ditch.
Within minutes, police officers would discover her car parked alongside a ditch, and upon searching the vehicle, all they would find were her personal belongings like her wallet, cash, and a cell phone.
Damn,
but
she
no
left
sign
her
of Teleka
wallet and
herself.
phone?
Authorities would go on
Especially
to
at
search
night?
the entire
Going
area
into the
for
dark,
miles
no
around,
flashlight?
including the shores of a
That is
nearby
crazy.
lake, but found nothing.
Unless it was like a bright night, you know, where the moon's really shining.
With no sign of the young doctor, Teleka Patrick was officially declared missing on the 6th of December.
I thought the motorcyclist like called in while she was driving. I was wrong on that. It was when she was pulled over. Damn! Imagine if they could have gotten there a little bit earlier though, and they like saw her walking or wherever she was going. That is so weird though.
Her disappearance, everyone who came into contact with Teleka that night all shared a similar story.
Yeah, that's
Something
weird.
was clearly off with her. She seemed nervous, even terrified, prompting some to immediately conclude that foul play was involved, and that perhaps she had somehow been hunted down. To address this theory, police dogs would be brought in to track her scent trail, which bizarrely led them from her open car door.
They should have had a
directly to the
canine
side
there
of the
on site when they pulled up on her, or at least like after they realized no one's in the car, they should have called in a canine. They should have done that immediately.
road before coming to an abrupt stop, seemingly insinuating that someone had picked her up, willingly or unwillingly. Adding to the suspicious nature of her disappearance, the night prior, Teleka had called a friend of hers named James Davis, who was living in St. Louis at the time, and explained to him that she believed someone was trying to kill her, and that she needed to get away from Kalamazoo to go visit him. And it's believed that she was driving to St. Louis to meet Davis immediately before she vanished, perhaps confirming that her concerns were in fact warranted. Given the nature of her vanishing, the story of Teleka Patrick immediately became a viral news story, with a search effort quickly being launched to determine what had happened to her. But early on, this revealed little to no results, as much like the air on that winter night, her trail grew deathly cold. However, on the internet, a new trail was forming.
Hi, love, it's me.
Were her videos weird, or were they just
Frustrated
totally
by the
normal?
lack of answers in person, investigators started digging into the online history of Teleka Patrick, which led them to their most important discovery yet, her YouTube channel. Going by the name of Sandra3000KC, Teleka would publish a series of 9 videos within the span of 1 week in early November 2013, with one of the most infamous being a clip titled My Awesome Day, where she sits in front of her camera and addresses someone she refers to as Baby.
Hi, baby. Good night.
What the fuck?
It's Teleka. I am just coming to you to say hi and just to tell you about my day.
The video certainly wasn't without its strange moments, as at one
Especially
point
just out of nowhere talking about like what goes on in your day. Like what? That's
touches her chest before saying,
especially because it was just so random.
Baby, I felt that.
While also going on to randomly burst out into song.
Is that what she said?
I felt that.
While also
I felt that.
Going on to randomly burst out into song.
You felt that. Huh. Weird.
Song, which seems to last the majority of the video.
And now I'm home, finally. Yes. Putting up a little bit of fight, it's alright.
And these somewhat unusual moments continue from here, as each of her 9 uploads follow the same exact format, serving as almost unscripted love letters to this unnamed man. In various clips, Teleka even alludes to the potential relationship.
He shouldn't have said unnamed man. It could have been a female. You don't know.
Between
you don't know that, man.
Referencing how she didn't really know what was going on between them.
I don't know what's going on, you know, in your life and stuff. I have an idea, but I don't know everything.
but still adamantly reaffirming the fact that she wants to
Weird.
make things work, and that she is still
Like,
deeply
why
in
would you
love.
post this on
You do your
YouTube?
best, and I do my best. And
It seems like
give each other a
almost she was
chance.
sending this to
So in
him.
love that she
and
even
someone
filmed
else
herself
posted
cooking
it.
extravagant
Like,
meals.
why would she post this? Like, this is not for YouTube. This is for an individual person, you know? Like, this is not meant for the public.
Date for two, going as
What?
far as to set the
So
table for
weird.
both of them, despite the fact that this date wasn't actually present.
Here are all my raw materials. I don't
Cool.
eat chicken. I'm vegetarian. But I want that for you. That's just potatoes so far. If you were here, this is what would be your plate. Broccoli and tomatoes and peppers.
Ew, broccoli
and
on a fucking omelet? I've never
And
heard
within
of
these
that.
videos, a few key
Ever.
moments make it clear that the two had actually
maybe
met
I'm
in
just
person quite recently, as she points to a
not
bouquet of
eating
flowers
right.
that she states,
I think broccoli on a fucking omelet's OD though. That's a little crazy, huh?
last time.
It's a little crazy.
insinuating that the two had likely gone on some sort of date within the days prior. Viewing her content as a whole, despite some of the more unusual moments, it's nothing all that jarring, and it really just seems to show a woman who is desperately in love. And whether she was
Yeah, but
going
why
through
she
some
posted it on
relationship
YouTube?
issues, or
It makes
perhaps
no
just in some
sense.
sort of long-distance relationship, it didn't really matter, because these clips were clearly never meant to be seen by anyone
That's
but
what
the
I'm
man
saying.
they
She
were
probably
made
sent
for.
them to the person, and the person uploaded them. Or someone uploaded them, whoever her killer is, you know, type shit.
And at first, investigators likely thought that they would do little in the
Do they know, like, who her boyfriend was, or who she was talking to at the time, or
way of helping
anything?
to solve this case. However, upon questioning Teleka's family and friends about these videos, a glaring red flag began to emerge, and the channel was thrown into a
What the fuck? What is that bullshit? Mid-video? That's gotta be a joke! It's gotta be a joke! I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Especially if you're watching this on YouTube. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Gotta get no ads, I'm sorry. Can't be having these ads on YouTube, but it ended up fucking me. Are we at the same spot?
Within these videos, a
Hey,
few
we're
key
good, we're good.
moments make it clear that the
Sorry,
two
chat.
actually met in person quite recently, as she
Sorry.
points to a bouquet
We good
of
though, we good though.
flowers that she
5
states,
second air. Oh, motherfucker! I might not be able to watch this with ads off. The fuck is this? What is this? What is this? Oh my god, bro. Not right now. You fucking bitch-ass website. Fuck you! Fuck you! It's annoying, dude. They best not give me an ad off for it.
If you shop
Oh
on
my God, I'm gonna
Amazon,
fucking
you should use
murk
this tool.
someone.
It's a browser extension that
In GTA, of course. Don't worry. In GTA.
she states,
Alright, we're back. We're back, chat. We're back.
Last time.
Sorry about that.
insinuating
For
that
real.
the two had likely
It
gone on
was
some
supposed to be a
sort of
3
date
second
within
air,
the
but then it
days
wanted to
prior.
fuck up again.
Viewing her content as a
Ah!
whole, despite
back,
some
though.
of the
We good,
more
we good.
unusual moments, it's nothing all that jarring, and it really just seems to show a woman who is desperately in love. And whether she was going through some
Yeah,
relationship
it is
issues,
so
or
odd.
perhaps
I
just
can't
in some
figure it
sort
out.
of
Because I don't know why the person would upload these. If it was, like, her boyfriend or whoever at the time. She sent them to him. Why would he upload them? It just doesn't make sense.
long-distance relationship,
Really weird.
it didn't really matter, because these clips were clearly never meant to be seen
Yeah,
by anyone but
for
the
sure.
man they were made for. And at first, investigators likely thought that they would do little in the way of helping to solve this case. However, upon questioning Teleka's
Hi, baby.
Bro! I'm getting angry.
is desperately in love, and whether she however, upon questioning with her, at the time these videos were released, Teleka Patrick should have been single.
Huh.
Patrick's family
See,
issued
that's
this
even more
statement in
weird then.
response to the new video.
They don't
To
know
their
about her
knowledge,
being with anyone or anything? That
Teleka
makes
was
it even
not in a romantic
more weird.
relationship, and it's
Fuck.
unclear to whom she is making reference
Fuck,
in this
dude, those
video.
videos are so
Not
weird then.
once had Teleka,
But that doesn't mean she wasn't talking to someone, you know? Like, not everyone's just gonna tell their family when they're talking. No one really does that, especially when you're an adult. Until they're actually like dating, that's when they tell the parents.
Who was
So
said
if
to
they
be
were just
quite
like
open and
getting
talkative,
into something,
mentioned to anyone that she was in
that's
a
what it could have been
relationship.
type shit.
Friends, families, colleagues, and
Or
even
an
neighbors
ex.
never once
And
heard
the videos
about
were
or
just from a
saw
long
her
time
with
ago.
another man.
Could
And
be
even
that
digging
too.
into her phone
Ooh,
records.
that's my best theory. It's an ex. They had a really bad fallout. He wouldn't let it go. Has like mental issues, you know. Killed her. That's my guess. They were going to meet up, maybe, and she went out there, but that wouldn't really make sense to meet out there. She might have done something to herself, but I don't know.
Revealed
I can't
nothing in
say
the
that on
form of
Twitch,
romantic
Insta-TOS,
texts
and
or
YouTube
frequent
probably.
calls to an unnamed
But yeah, you know,
lover.
she could have
By
done
all
that
accounts,
to
Teleka
herself,
Patrick was undoubtedly a
or
single
an
woman.
ex.
But if
Those
that was
are
the
the
case,
two
then
leading
who was she
theories I've
talking
got right now.
to here?
Because the videos, that's why it makes me think it's an ex. Because she wasn't with anyone at the time. She could have sent those long time ago, and then they were just uploaded later by the killer. That's my guess.
Bye. I love you.
Who were these loving videos for? And if Teleka's words were true, referencing previous in-person dates,
Here are your flowers from last time.
then how had no one known about this relationship? And most importantly of all, why had she coincidentally gone missing under suspicious circumstances just 1 month after these strange videos were made? Putting all this into consideration, the suspicious
it is a
activity
weird
on the
story.
night of her disappearance, moving as if she was running away, and the videos
Rest
made
in
for
peace
someone
to her,
who
though. She
seemingly
never
didn't
was
even
found.
exist in her own life. One theory
'Cause I don't
began
know
to
how this
emerge,
finishes.
a theory that pointed straight to foul play.
Doesn't seem like she was found,
Perhaps
though, from
Teleka had
what's
gotten involved
going
in some
on.
sort of ill-fated secretive relationship, only for things to turn sour, leading
Yeah,
to
that's what I'm
Teleka
saying.
being
Until it
hunted.
gets like a legit relationship, that's when they're gonna tell her family. Like, even if they were just starting to date, she probably wouldn't have told them. You know what I mean? First couple
Down and
weeks.
kidnapped,
Because you don't
thus
want to tell them
explaining why
and
she
then
seemed to be
immediately break
fleeing
up,
on
or
the
break
night
up
of her
like the
disappearance.
2 months later, you know?
With this in mind, investigators
could be
began to
that.
dig deeper into
Could be.
Teleka's online footprint.
Yeah,
with a
you need to
desperate
just check
search
her
to
phone,
uncover
yo.
who this man truly was.
Didn't they say
Reading
her
that
phone
he
was in
may
the car? They should just check that,
very
bitch.
well have some involvement
Like fucking texts and shit. Call records, you know,
in
all
this
that shit.
disappearance. Though nothing could have prepared
I bet they
them for
did.
the drastic
I'm surprised they
and
didn't
highly
find anything,
unusual
because how else would she
turn
be
that they were
contacting
about
the
to
person that she
face.
met? Or she did it to herself, that's what I'm saying. If they didn't find anything on the phone, it leads me to believe that she's doing something to herself.
Tonight, yet another twist in the mystery of the missing Kalamazoo
But I don't
doctor.
know.
Target
I really don't.
hundreds of tweets
It's a little
allegedly
lost.
posted by Teleka Patrick in the weeks
They
before
say
she went
tweets?
missing.
To those who knew
What
her,
the fuck?
Teleka was a well-put-together, extremely intelligent woman who was clearly of sane mind. But the discovery of her Twitter accounts began to paint a slightly
So I'm
different
saying, I don't think it was
picture.
her.
In total, investigators would find 5 accounts that had all been active at different times throughout 2013.
Like, someone coulda
each of them belonging to Teleka,
just
and
hacked
each of
her
them
account
having
or
thousands
gotten
and
on her
thousands
phone
of
after they
tweets,
killed her and then
showcasing
used her
incoherent
phone, you know?
ramblings as if she was posting
Man, this
every
story
single
is
one of
hard
her
to pick out,
thoughts.
though.
Oftentimes even
I don't
having
know.
conversations with seemingly no one at all, constantly saying things like, "Hi my friend, how are you?" and "Everything okay? Just woke up, sorry," to which no one would be specifically tagged and no one would reply. And the deeper you scroll, the stranger things get, as much like her YouTube
Stranger
channel, she
Things.
spends most of her time referencing her love interest, stating, "Well, I felt you a little bit yesterday. Last night after you messaged, I felt you thinking about me." And
So
"Hope you
I'm
have a
saying, if they were
wonderful day.
messaging, how can they
Love
not
you."
find it?
Much like her
Because them
previous
fucking messages
videos,
were
these
saved to
tweets
some
would
sort
fail
of
to
database. That's for sure.
gain any semblance
I mean, there should be something out
of
there.
a response,
There's
which
gotta
seemed to
be,
push
dude,
her
right?
more and more into madness, creating more accounts and tweeting out even more frequently, typing messages as if she were expecting someone specific to find her.
That's
Should
so
I start
weird.
another page? Look for your friend. Let me know when you
What the
find her.
fuck?
Did you find me? I have been
Huh.
messaging you for the past 2 days from
So I'm
another
saying, this
Twitter
makes me
account.
think
I
that it
thought
was
you'd find
someone
it.
else.
Sigh. And this is
Or she
just
posted this before she did something to herself, and that's why she posted those right there. That
for
would
the
make
past
sense.
2 days
These two
from
right
another
here.
Twitter
Looking
account.
for did you find me? Like, she could have posted this knowing that she was gonna go missing. You know, if she did something to
I thought
herself.
you'd find it, sigh.
Yeah,
And this is just a
that's another
minuscule glimpse into her
thing
posting,
leading
as
towards
these accounts hold an impossibly vast
self-harm.
amount of
Could be.
information with so many unusual moments. But by far the most bizarre detail to come of all these tweets was one name in particular, one of the only specific names mentioned across all of her pages, which she brings up over and over and over again.
He's like a priest or a singer. Both?
Marvin Sapp. At Marvin Sapp, good morning. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Again, Marvin Sapp, good morning.
Weird.
When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. At
There's
Marvin
no way this
Sapp,
was her,
good
dude.
morning. Don't be sad. God never puts more on us than
I'm
we can
saying
bear.
this has
All
to be
three of these
someone else.
messages were
They said
posted
she was
within
a
the span
sane
of 24
person.
hours.
Unless
They
someone
were
was just
far from
making
the
her
only
post
mentions
it.
of the famed
Man, this is so
Grammy-nominated
weird.
gospel singer. Sometimes she would make
Maybe she was
blatant
just fighting a
references
demon
to
inside, dude. Made her post that. I don't know. I
him
am
and his
so
music,
lost, chat. I
oftentimes
really
using
don't
his
know.
lyrics to point to a supposed connection between the two. And though it's hard to prove outright with her tweets alone, it quickly became apparent that Teleka's love interest, with whom she had seemingly tweeted to thousands of times, was in fact Marvin Sapp,
Okay.
introducing the possibility that Teleka was perhaps just a crazed fan, which would make a few of her next tweets all the more disturbing. I have relocated to be with you, so I really hope you want me, so we can be in love and get married and have a couple babies.
Weird.
And, as
Who
you may or may
posted that
not
on
know,
fucking
I
Twitter?
attempted to visit you yesterday. Her messages were obviously
That too.
concerning, as it began
Everything
to
is
grow
weird that
apparent
she's
to
posted.
investigators that this relationship Teleka had mentioned was solely a one-sided affair. After all, most
He
would have
didn't even
assumed
know
that
her?
someone as famous as Marvin
Oh, he's big
Sapp would
famous.
have no idea who this woman was. But this actually wasn't the case,
Oh,
as Sapp
shit.
did in fact know of
Oh,
Teleka,
shit.
only for all the wrong reasons.
Oh, shit.
Around the start of 2013,
Oh, shit.
Teleka began obsessively messaging Sapp and tweeting out to him in some sort of code,
Weird.
believing that the two were somehow spiritually connected,
What?
and that he would eventually come to her, even claiming on her social media that she and Sapp were actually married, something
What?
that Sapp would eventually take note of, but never respond to, assuming that the woman may have
Is she
been mentally
crazy?
unwell. However, when this failed to get a response,
Oh,
Teleka
goodness,
then began
chat.
to
What is
message
this?
Sapp's children, further angering the singer and increasing his level of concern.
What?
Sapp's children. When this failed to get a response, Teleka then began to message Sapp's children, further angering
That's
the singer
crazy.
and increasing his level of concern.
She needs to chill.
And when that too failed to get a
Like,
response,
come on.
Teleka would pack her bags and relocate.
That's what I'm saying.
to
There's got to be
California.
something inside of her, dude. If she just thinks she's related to this person, posting all this crazy shit. If you're seeing this, you won't find me. Like,
all
holy
the way
fuck.
to Kalamazoo,
She was on a
which just so
rampage,
happened to be
dude.
the exact location of Sapp's congregation, as well as his home,
Oh,
a home
shit.
that Teleka would eventually visit in the dead of night,
What the
confirming
fuck?
that her tweets referencing the matter were in fact true. Teleka's
Whoa.
behavior had gotten so serious that Sapp himself convinced authorities to issue him an order of protection against her in September
Yeah,
of
too. She's
2013,
crazy, dude.
pointing to over 400 pages of unwanted correspondence coming from her. Sapp would also ban Teleka from attending his church ever again. This, however, only heightened her delusional state, and would lead to her
person she
posting
blocked-
these videos on her
blocked
channel,
her away,
as
she
by this
probably went more
point she was so
crazy.
far removed from reality that she truly believed that the two were lovers, and that Sapp was communicating
is
with
so
her
weird.
telepathically, and was somehow always
You can't
with
just
her.
assume your lover's
By the time
some
December had
famous
rolled
person.
around,
They're gonna think you're fucking chaotic. And then you took it to a whole nother level. Like, holy.
Teleka's tweeting grew
is
increasingly
crazy.
dark as she began to write about demons and how they were affecting her. Writing
My,
on the
I
4th of
called it! I
December,
called it! I called it! I said there was a demon inside of her. I called it! Oh, that's funny as
Going
fuck.
through a
That's
demonic
great,
portal
boys.
that
Clap
gives
it up.
demons power over
Round of
me and
applause for
dilutes my
Ginger.
spiritual authority. Please understand
Let's
that I must protect
go!
myself
I was so
spiritually.
confused, but I was right on one thing. Let's
The
go.
next day,
Let's
Teleka
go,
would go
chat.
through each of her Twitter
Sorry.
accounts, delete everything, and vanish alongside of the road. The
Wait,
discovery
wait.
of these
Sorry, I
accounts
was too excited about my predict.
power over me and dilutes my spiritual authority. Please understand that I must protect
What the
myself
fuck?
spiritually. The very next day, Teleka would go through each of her Twitter accounts, delete everything, and vanish alongside of the road.
She
The
deleted
discovery
everything
of-
before she dipped out that bitch? Why'd she post it? I'm so confused. That's what I'm saying. It had to be something inside of her making her post it. And she's like, nah, delete this. Self-harm. That's my guess. Let's see.
These
Let's see if
accounts
there's
adds
ever
a
a
whole
killer
new element to the
identified.
case and seems to point to one obvious conclusion, that at the time of the disappearance, Teleka was likely in the midst of some sort of severe psychotic break. But this still fails
know
to
it.
explain what exactly had led to her actual
Brain wasn't working.
disappearance.
That's
This
just so
question
weird though,
spurred
because
on
everybody that knew her said she was like super normal. She was sane, super smart girl.
Three prominent
What?
theories.
This is crazy.
One, that she had simply gone off into the woods alongside of the road attempting to hide from someone that just wasn't actually there, and instead was merely a figment of her delusions. And when hiding in the woods, she then succumbed to hypothermia, as wintertime in Michigan is notoriously
so she didn't even
cold.
mean to do anything to herself. It's just the delusion of someone following her or whatever made her stay out there for too long. Oh, that's so sad.
Two, that in the midst of this psychotic break, she decided to—
Well, that's his guess. That's the first guess.
To leave all her belongings aside and essentially run away, hitching a ride to somewhere far away, possibly to start a new life.
No.
And finally, 3, the theory that she truly was being followed, and that someone had grabbed her alongside of the road.
First one is most likely, I
as
would
after
have to
all,
say.
that's exactly where police dogs had
Because
lost their
especially
scent.
because the fact that she said that one tweet with the demons or whatever, that one makes me believe that it was
Later,
self-harm for sure.
Tractor sent directly from the car to the side of the road.
They find her body?
There, the trail goes cold.
Some would even further theorize that perhaps the victim of Teleka's stalking may
Rest
have had
in
a hand in
peace,
it.
though. That is so scary to have like demons inside of you, so it takes you so far to go to something like that.
As by this point, Sapp
Rest
was
in
well
peace.
aware of the woman
That
and
is
highly
scary,
concerned
though.
with her behavior, which alone gave him a clear motive to protect his family. While others pointed to more scandalous affairs, that the two had actually been romantic in a time past, only to suffer from a major breakup, thus causing Teleka's mental health to spiral, with the relationship potentially putting his career in jeopardy, as who knows what Teleka might say or do. And given his wealth,
Is
he
he a
certainly
suspect?
had the means to make this happen.
I
However,
talked
this
about her
theory
exes earlier. That was my other guess. I had two guesses. I said self-harm or she had a really bad breakup and the ex did something to her. Dude, I'm onto it, boys.
really went further
I really
than mere
am. I've never
speculation,
fucking seen
and
this
police
shit.
would adamantly state
Looked
that
good.
Sapp was
Caught my
merely
eye
a
'cause it was
victim of
recommended.
stalking and was never considered a person
Look
of
at me,
interest in
man.
this case.
The pastor is nothing more than an innocent
Okay, he's innocent. Okay.
victim of an apparent stalking.
And on a similar note,
So that
there was
one is
another
wrong.
early suspect that would emerge in the
Self-harm
public
still
eye,
up in the air.
Teleka's ex-husband, Ismael Calderon, to whom she had been married to for 4
Oh, shit.
years before splitting up in 2011.
Oh shit!
Immediately after the two had separated, Teleka had gone onto an online nursing forum and accused Ismael of emotionally and verbally abusing her throughout their relationship, leading some to question
Well, I don't know
whether
if
he
that
too
happened,
had
so.
a hand in Teleka's disappearance,
All right,
perhaps as
so
a
what you
means of
say,
silencing
lady.
her or getting revenge for their relationship ending. But much like Sapp, Calderon was never actually labeled as a suspect. In fact, it
Damn,
appears that
neither
there
of them
was
were labeled as suspects? That is bizarre. I feel like both of them should have been at least looked into pretty
only
deeply.
ever one real person
Especially
of
because she was
interest
saying
in the
baby
minds of
and all that
police,
bullshit.
with that being James Davis, the last known contact that Teleka had through her cell phone, as he was the one that Teleka had called explaining that she was fearing for her life. Though given that he had lived so far away in St. Louis, he too would be cleared of any wrongdoings, and instead was
Wasn't
eventually labeled as just a concerned friend. And with no suspect,
Yeah,
no
that's so
body,
sad.
and
It
no
probably
real
was something
concrete
inside of her
clues,
made her do it.
speculation is
So
really
sad.
all we'd be left with.
That's
At
crazy
least until
that can
April
happen,
3rd,
though.
2013.
You go
then
so ill
everything
to where
would
you
change.
do something like that. Man.
Tonight, the developments continue to come in about
Humans
a
are
body
weird.
found
How
in
our
a small
bodies work and
Indiana
shit,
lake.
and how our
This was
minds
not
work.
the answer
So
anyone
weird.
wanted. Investigators
Crazy.
are certain the body found in an Indiana lake
Oh.
is that of Teleka Patrick.
Body was found.
Nearly 3 months after her disappearance, a fisherman would come across the body of Teleka Patrick floating in Lake
That's
Charles,
really weird
in
that
the
she was
general
found in
vicinity
the
where
water.
her car was found abandoned, with an autopsy eventually confirming her cause of death, drowning, with no signs of trauma evident on the body.
Oh yeah, 100%. Man, not 100%, but now it's even more likely that she did it to herself if there was no trauma. No one was strangling her or anything. Because they would have had to been like shoving her down, you know, type shit. Sadly, if that was the case. But it's probably not. Man, this is so sad. Rest in peace. For
Putting
real.
the pieces together, investigators theorized that Teleka had suffered from a manic episode, causing her to believe that she was being followed and even hunted when she hurriedly drove
There's
off.
a name for that?
And
That's
perhaps
crazy.
the shock
What
of
they say,
getting a flat tire led to
Melanic?
the trauma evident on the body. Manic episode.
Oh, I
Putting
went
the
too
pieces
far. Sorry,
together,
Chad. Sorry.
investigators theorized that Teleka had suffered from a manic episode,
Manic.
causing her to
Oh,
believe
I
that she was
wasn't even
being
close.
followed and even hunted when she hurriedly drove off. and perhaps the shock of getting a flat tire led to her believing that someone was attempting to attack her, causing her to immediately grab the keys and flee from the car, fearing for her life. Without a flashlight and running in complete darkness, it's believed that Teleka accidentally ran straight into Lake Charles, which is a body of water located directly parallel to where her car was found.
She did leave her phone, though. Remember, she left her phone, so she didn't have any light with her. So that theory's not totally off.
100 feet away,
That's not
and tragically,
totally off.
that night the water was incredibly cold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If she didn't know how to swim and she was in that lake for too long because it's so cold, it would have been quick.
That very night,
that's for sure.
hiding her body in an
I
icy
mean, that's
tomb
not a
and
horrible
forever
theory.
sealing her
That's
fate.
for sure.
And as for the trail she left behind on the internet, well, despite being initially labeled as a profoundly disturbing internet mystery, with these videos being considered key pieces of evidence within her case, law enforcement now believe that this was all just merely a coincidence, as though her uploads and tweets do show evidence of her stalking. This stalking to them seems unrelated to her actual vanishing, and rather than being viewed as clues pointing towards foul play, police now view these videos as apparent signs of Teleka's fractured mental health.
Yeah, that's it.
This was the official explanation given for the disappearance
After I watched a
of
few of the
Teleka
videos,
Patrick,
that was
a tragic
apparent,
accident
obviously,
triggered by untreated mental illness. Although, of course, some are still skeptical, including Teleka's own family, who point to several unexplained inconsistencies, like her scent trail leading directly to the road, which was the opposite direction of the lake, and the fact that the body of water where Teleka had been found was supposedly thoroughly searched on the night of her disappearance, and later even probed with sonar technology on 2 separate occasions, all of which yielding absolutely no results.
That's
Despite
really
the fact
weird,
that
dude.
That body of water is so small.
Wait, was this when they were searching it, or is this just like a picture of someone doing it? Because that picture right there, there's no way she got inside of the lake if that's like a real picture. Or is this just like possibly a picture of a different occurrence where it happened?
Technology on 2 separate occasions. The body of water is so small that most in the area actually consider it to be a pond, as it's so minuscule that it's not even labeled on Google Maps or Earth, which makes it all the more unusual that she wasn't discovered there sooner, prompting some to believe that she may have been kidnapped and killed elsewhere before her body was later dumped in the water to give the
I can't
illusion
say if
of
my
an
theory's
accidental
correct,
death.
honestly. That
Another
sucks to
unknown
this
in
day. They don't
case
know what
is
happened to her.
actually
That's so
triggered her
sad.
manic episode.
I bet her
as many
family
would
wants
assume that something
someone.
must have happened that led to her believing she was in imminent danger.
I don't know,
with
though.
some
They
believing that it
probably
may have been a
assume there
threat from her.
is someone that did something to her. And they definitely want justice for her. But you can only get so much justice because she's gone. That's why it's so fucking sad, man. Hopefully they do find someone that did something so someone can fucking rot for that, what they actually did.
Or even
but I still am amazed that both her ex-husband and the dude that the priest or whatever, not suspects. Very surprising to me.
Sap,
you
but
know,
according to all witnesses around her that day, nothing at all out of the ordinary was reported that may have sparked this fear, and nothing would be found on her cell phone as well, leaving the true cause of her episode to be unexplained to this day. The family was so distrusting of the initial investigation that a second autopsy would eventually be conducted, which would go on to show that Teleka had water within her nasal cavity, a detail that to the pathologists proved for certain that she had in fact died by drowning, which officially ended the police investigation for good, with one investigator stating that,
I do believe it's probably as solved as it's going to get.
Though to this day...
that sucks. Yeah, if there was like no marks on her neck or any... But it was so much later, so I don't know if they could have been able to tell. But if there's like straining on her lungs or anything inside...
We're still left with many unanswered questions. And for some, the mystery lives on.
Man, that's crazy.
Have a good night.
That is so sad, chat. Oh, man. Rest in peace to her. Teleka, I think is her name. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Rest in peace to her and her family. Prayers up to all of them. For real. Very sad, man. But definitely, I guess you consider it the YouTuber that vanished, because she did upload those very bizarre videos right before she passed, sadly. And the tweets. Man, this was crazy. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sucks that there's no findings on this, but if you guys did enjoy, hit that like button, sub up, and yeah, check me out on Twitch, link in description. Thank you.